by ANN FOTHERINGHAM more than anywhere else in Scotland, Glasgow is renowned for its traditional tenements. They are a familiar sight in neighbourhoods all over the city and have been part of its fabric since the 19th century. The joys of tenements are celebrated in art, from Avril Paton's windows on the west painting, to poetry and even the Jeely Piece song, "Oh You Canna Fling Pieces OOT," a 20-story flat, in which children who have moved from tenements to multi-story flats bemoan the fact it is no longer easy to catch a piece when it's flung out the window to the hungry hordes below. And there is even a museum devoted to them, in the heart of one of Glasgow's best-known tenement hotspots, Garnet Hill. The tenement house is a lovingly preserved example of life in the early 20th century, complete with working gas lights and a coal-fired kitchen range. Shorthand typist Miss Agnes Toward lived here from 1911 until 1965, and kept her furniture and possessions with love and care. She held on to all sorts of things that most people would have thrown away, and this extensive personal archive, now managed by the National Trust for Scotland, has become a valuable time capsule for visitors today. When architect John Gilbert started work at Assist Architects in 1976, many tenements in Glasgow still did not have indoor bathrooms, or heating in every room. Since those early days working on tenement improvement programs in areas like Fergus Lee Park and Govan, John's career has been defined by a dedication to working in the social housing sector and in particular being a staunch advocate for tenement rehabilitation. In 2018 the practice he established, John Gilbert Architects, is celebrating its 25th anniversary. To mark the occasion, Glasgow City Heritage Trust is hosting a new exhibition and a series of related events which will tell the story of his career and passion for tenement building. The exhibition, Tales of Tenements, which runs until June 30th, explores the ongoing need to restore and improve our traditional tenements in Glasgow and beyond. Tenements were built in the late 1800s to house the huge influx of workers to Glasgow during the Industrial Revolution. Most were built between 1850 and 1900, using local materials, which means the majority are now well over 100 years old. Today, tenements are still the most common form of home in Glasgow, no matter where you go in the city. The exhibition provides a fascinating insight into John's first forays into architecture and activism as a young man growing up in Northern Ireland in the 1960s and 1970s. He moved to Glasgow and became involved with Assist and community action groups campaigning for healthy and well-maintained homes, and he set up John Gilbert Architects in 1992. John is co-author of the Tenement Handbook, the definitive guide to the management and repair of Scottish tenements. Following on from the handbook, John and co-author Annie Flint have created a website under one roof to provide advice on managing co-owned properties. The collection of photographs, drawings and objects from his personal collection beautifully illustrates his life and career as well as providing an interesting window into the world of the tenement. Glasgow City Heritage Trust's director Torsten Hawk says, with around 100,000 traditional tenement flats in Glasgow, they make a huge contribution to the character of the city, and it's important that these buildings are being looked after and properly maintained. We are delighted to be partnering with John Gilbert Architects to deliver an exhibition and a program of events to celebrate John and the firm's contribution both to the preservation of Glasgow's built heritage and the welfare of its inhabitants. Matt Bridgestock, director of John Gilbert Architects, adds, "We are delighted to team up with Glasgow City Heritage Trust on this celebration of tenements, social housing, John's career and the practice he founded. As we look forward to many more years, it's great to reflect on the diversity of John's work, the ideas that influenced his art and architecture and, in particular, John's extensive campaigning for better, healthier homes." The exhibition includes drawings of iconic Glasgow tenements such as Caledonian Mansions by James Miller on Great Western Road, and 33-35 Saltoun Street by Adam and Short, made famous by Avril Paton's windows on the west painting. John Gilbert in Conversation, a chance to hear from the man himself, takes place at Sloan's Restaurant tomorrow, Wednesday, May 9th, from 6 p.m. until 8 p.m. The Tenement in Glasgow, a lecture by Glasgow architect John Joseph Burns and Professor Douglas Robertson of the University of Stirling, takes place on May 30th at GCHT offices on Bell Street, and a debate on the future of the tenement is happening at GCHT on June 20th. For more information about Glasgow City Heritage Trust and the exhibition and events, visit www.glasgowheritage.org.uk.